Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Lori.
We are talking about Real Housewives of New York, season 15, episode number 1, which is called Apple of My Lie.
Did you see that Erin's dad passed away on premiere day?
Oh my gosh,
I
no.
didn't see that. That's horrible.
Erin's dad. Yep.
That's sad. I know how
I
close
know.
and it was her mother that was sick.
Yes, I was
That's
thinking the same
horrible.
thing. I felt terrible. I mean, I
Our
felt terrible.
our thoughts and prayers go out to Erin and her family. And today's the holiday and they're Jewish too. Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. So it starts out with a clip that happened 6 days after filming ended. So they're shooting the opening credits for this season that we're watching right now. So I guess after the season ends, they decide to do the promo pictures for the opening credits where they're, the cast photos.
Was anybody else confused and thought they meant 5 days after filming on the first season wrapped?
Yes.
I
Because
wasn't.
honestly, at first I'm like, oh my God, they put cameras up 5 days later?
I mean, I wasn't, just because of what was happening and what they were saying. Obviously, there's going to be some kind of commotion between Brynn and Ubah.
Yeah,
Something's brewing there that, was not resolved by the end of the season.
Right.
So I wrote down their taglines. Did anybody else write down the taglines?
No.
Nope, because we knew you were
Okay, so
I heard Bryn's.
okay, Bryn's was, why meet their dad when you can just be their mother? It's like Brynn.
Yeah, that was
Erin's, no.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Erin's was, in the cocktail of life, a New Yorker is never shaken or stirred.
I like that
one.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Racquel's was, just like a painting, you need a couple of looks to figure me out.
That was cute too.
I didn't really like that one.
No, but
I figured
considering
Lori
her,
might like that because
considering what she does for
Yeah.
a living, it's apropos.
Exactly an art curator. Yes,
Size was, I like size. I may be hungry, at least I'm not thirsty.
that was a good one.
Especially for Sai.
Yep, that's a good one.
Jessel's was good, I think, too. I'm not up and coming. I'm already there.
Yeah.
Ubah's was, I thought hers was good, too. Love looks good on me, but darling, what doesn't?
Yeah,
Right.
True.
That's a good one too.
Yep. Jenna's was, not everyone can be Jenna effing Lyons, but they can try. I thought that one was good, too.
Yeah.
I did like all the taglines.
Yeah. I didn't love Bryn's, but yeah, the rest of them are good.
I didn't love Bryn's either. Then we go after their taglines. 3 months earlier, we see Bryn's new apartment in Gramercy Park.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yes, very nice.
She's talking to the delivery guy about bringing up the furniture 5 flights of stairs.
Did you not think of Ross and Rachel and Pivot with the couch?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
And Brynn got a new addition to her family, a puppy named Sugar. That's why she said she had to move, but I don't think that Sugar had anything to do with it. And then in her confessional, she said, thongs, 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 16 boxes of thongs. Okay, she doesn't have that many thongs.
No, I mean, they're so tiny. 16 boxes? How many fucking thongs do you have?
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
I'm thinking you could fit probably all of them into one box. They do fold down.
Yes, I was thinking so too. And we see her brother shows up for a visit from Seoul, South Korea. He's staying a month to help her. And I think that's good because, we met him last season and she has a good relationship with him, but he's so far away.
Yeah, and she needs somebody to film with, like somebody who's on her side, on her team.
Mm-hmm.
Not like withstanding the friends in the group. Like most of them have their husbands.
I agree.
Jenna's got her fiance now.
Right. And Brynn is trying to get her brother to move back to New York, which, I get it. She wants his family nearby. I thought it was funny when she said that her design inspiration was balls in your face.
That was good.
I was good. You like that, Laura? I thought of you when she said that.
Yeah.
I liked it. And I like that you think of me with that. Lovely.
Exactly.
Well, you're the designer of the group. That's why I thought of you.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were thinking
not
of me
the balls in your face.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take either one.
I thought so too. I'm not gonna lie.
No, not the balls in your face.
I wanted to ask you. Now, I can't remember, last season, did we really see the inside of Brynn's apartment? I thought that I remember reading something that wherever she wasn't allowing it, and that's one of the reasons why she moved. I could be.
I mean,
That's
that could
true.
just
be.
making that up, but I thought I remembered reading that.
No, because now I'm thinking about it. I don't think we did.
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know that we did either.
Yeah, I thought I remembered reading that or hearing that somewhere that was one of the reasons that
Because I specifically remember Jessel, Jenna, Erin, and
Sigh.
right,
apartments.
everybody's in.
or
I don't
houses,
remember.
you know.
I don't remember Ubah's. I don't remember Ubah's
I
either.
don't remember Ubah's either. You're right.
No, I don't remember Ubah's.
One scene last year, she had COVID and she couldn't go to where they were. They were
So it
at
was a
that
FaceTime.
spa thing or something, and it was a FaceTime. But who knows where she was?
Right. Well, she
But
probably was
you're
in her
right, Laura,
apartment.
I don't remember seeing Brynn's apartment, so maybe that is why she moved.
Could be. It
Yeah,
could be. So then after that, we see Jessel and Pavit, and they're in the subway going to Chinatown. And I really was very floored that she had only been on the subway 2 other times besides that time.
I wasn't surprised.
Well, it's interesting because I don't think she's lived in New York that long. I think they really moved to New York right before season 1 started filming. So it kind of makes sense.
yeah, I remember talking about.
Well, I know that they were in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were in California prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought her family was from here.
I don't know. Listen,
I mean,
I don't want to go on the subway either. Not that I mean, if I'm living in Manhattan, I hope I can afford to Uber everywhere because I don't want to go on the subway either. When my kids go on the subway, I'm a nervous wreck.
Oh,
Wreck.
please tell me about it. And mine's going on there.
Yeah,
at
and your daughter does it way more than
10
my kids
o'clock
do.
at night. Yeah,
Yeah, fuck that.
yeah. It's
So they're going down to Chinatown and they're going out for a special evening. And she's complaining that she's like overdressed for the evening. And after everything that had happened last year with Pavit and the whole flying to Vietnam for food, he's all of a sudden become a food influencer, which I love for him.
I'm here for it, and I'll make you laugh. I was on the We Wine Whenever Instagram, and I went to follow him, and we already were. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Good, so Lori or Wendy were
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
ahead of me with this.
Yes, yes.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for him, and I will watch every video he posts.
I'm
But I
happy
do
for him
believe
too.
Now,
that-
go ahead.
I do believe though that he was posting things about food even prior to him going to Vietnam.
He was.
but I'm sure
I think he
now
just
it's
got
really,
a big spotlight.
picked up
Yeah.
since the show.
Right. Did Jessel say I married a banker?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so he was a banker. That's what he did.
I'm sure he still is a banker.
Right. Of course. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. So that's his profession.
Yes. Yes. She also said, because in her confessional, one of the producers asked her about how much she spent on Uber last month. And she said $990 for
That's
Uber.
a decent amount.
That is a decent amount. I wonder how much it would be to get a private driver.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably
more than
less than
$1,000 a
that.
month.
I don't know.
Less than $1,000 a month?
I mean, like, let's say maybe it's even 1,500. Like, it's a private driver. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't know. So they go to a place called Carol's Buns, cute name, and they're trying, the dishes there. She did not really seem interested in it, but she was trying to have a pretty serious conversation with Pavit about, they need to start planning summer stuff and her birthday, and she wants him to take the reins of her birthday because it's her birthday.
Good luck, Jessel.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
luck.
really, good luck.
Good luck.
I felt bad when she said the gift giving stopped when she had kids. That kind of sucks.
You know what, though? I guess everyone is different. Some people really find gifts important. I never did. And, for someone who expects a gift and wants a gift, I think it is sad.
Yeah.
And she needs to just speak up about it. Because not everyone does. I could care less if I get a gift. Because if I want something, I'm going to go buy it.
Well, yeah, I agree. But
I other
just feel
people
like
do. Other
if
people.
it's because of the kid, like, if you were a gift giver before she had kids and now you're not, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
If you weren't ever and she knew that about you, okay.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I mean, even she says, like, even if it was just like a spa day and he watches the kids, like, just give me a day at the spa. And when I show up there, you know, there's a Chanel bag, a Dolce Gabbana, a Celine, and a Bottega bag waiting for me, which I don't think is unreasonable.
At this point,
I don't know. I like Jessel.
I'm happy with a card and a candy bar. Okay. I'm very easy, cheap.
I like a card.
date.
And I'll tell you what, I'm so easy. I like a homemade card better than a store-bought card.
There you go.
And I got plenty of construction paper in my house,
There
and
you go.
everybody knows it.
No excuse.
That's funny. I don't even want a card. I really
No,
don't.
I like a card, but I would prefer a homemade card, and everybody in my family knows it. Like a lot of times Eric will print, like, do from Walgreens, like print a picture and write.
And make it.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's effort. That's absolutely
Yep,
effort. And I
yep.
agree with that.
And that's my gift, and that's fine. Like, that's what I want.
That would be good. But then I feel like I'd have to keep it. And I just usually throw out the card.
I do keep it. I keep store-bought cards.
I
too.
know. Some people do. And I was keeping them for a while. I'm like, why am I keeping these stupid things? And I just started throwing them out. I know it's horrible. I'm just, whatever. It's a card. I don't know. So then we see, she also starts talking about how much they're spending storing embryos in Beverly Hills after her 5 cycles of IVF. That's a lot. And she wants to have a girl. And I get it. I get that she wants to have a girl.
Did she say there's a girl in there?
She did.
So you
She
can
did.
tell? By
Yes.
the embryos?
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, so she can definitely have a girl if she wants to.
If
If
she
it takes.
Yes, if it
works.
takes. Yes.
Okay,
If it
understood.
takes, yeah.
understood.
Yes. And he says he doesn't want any more kids. And he's pretty
serious about that.
he is. He is. But then she said, I think we need to figure it out. And he does concede and says he says we will see. At first it was a pretty hard no, but by the end of the conversation, when he said we will see, I mean, listen, that's what I say when I don't want to say no to my kids. So maybe that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
I hope not for her sake.
I had read some stuff that he was actually getting some flack because people were correlating his saying, if it's a future Elon Musk, let's keep it. If it's a future Beyonce, I can do without. So people were correlating that with Trump, and it was just so stupid. So they were actually getting some, actually getting
over
some
it.
flack for that. I was like, you got to
I
be
actually
kidding
have
me.
written down here, people better not come for Pavit about what he said about Beyonce. She is not Jesus, people. I can't fucking stand how people worship her, Taylor Swift. They're fucking people that happen to have some talent.
Well,
I'm so over it. And
with everything that we've researched, there are actually people who might have done some pretty shady stuff to even get where they are. So I'm not even a firm believer in that you've got talent, someone discovered you bullshit anymore either. So there you go. But yeah, they actually got some flack for it. And I was like, this is stupid.
But to correlate that to Trump, like how?
That makes no sense.
Stupid.
It really makes no sense.
Foolish.
Stop involving politics in my housewives, damn it.
Exactly. We don't want to talk about it. We don't talk about it. We don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. We don't.
You're making us talk about it.
Yeah.
We don't want to.
Right.
Then we see Erin. She goes to Lula and she meets up with Ubah. And Erin says that Ubah and her are now like peanut butter and jelly, which I like that they're getting along. I like that. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
She feels like she's more like a sister to her now. And she talks to her more than her actual sister, which I find that amazing because they really weren't in that place. But good for her.
Right.
Good for her. Then Rebecca Minkoff comes in and we find out that she's Erin's friend. I thought she was a full cast member. I did not know that she was a friend of.
I think she started out as one. Who's the Scientologist?
Rebecca Minkoff.
I think she started out as one, and things started coming out about her being a Scientologist, and I think they pulled back.
That's possible. It's very possible.
I watched a thing on Entertainment Tonight with Rebecca and Racquel, and Minkoff said that she knew Jenna first, and then she said she roomed I believe she said, roomed with Cy in Dumbo. So I don't know what that
Wow.
means. And then she's getting
Dumbo,
to
Brooklyn.
know,
It's a section of
Yes.
Brooklyn.
but having lived with her, I don't know what that really means. And then so she said she's,
Right.
she's just got to know Erin this year. So, so that was
And she
very
came in as her
Like
friend.
they were, like it seems like they were besties.
Well, they always do that, though. They pretend
know
like
how they
people,
do.
but if she was really, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is interesting. So Rebecca, we learned that she's a major fashion designer. You know what I wanted to mention? So when Ubah comes in, I should have brought it. I'll post it. When Ubah comes in, because she comes in to meet with them, she comes in with this fabulous green Gucci bag. I don't know if you girls noticed it.
I did.
Well, they mentioned that she was in all green, so everything was green.
Yes. So that fabulous green Gucci bag, I have the exact same one.
Oh, you do?
Oh, you
I do. It is my coveted possession. I got it down at the Sawgrass outlets in Florida. It is from the real Gucci store. It's real Gucci.
Yeah.
It's in my closet in the dust bag. I take it out on special occasions.
And look at it.
So I will take a picture of it. I look at
Oh
it.
yeah, post it.
I mean, it's like what, it's like kind of like I have certain bags and baskets that are like my children. Like I just can't part with them.
You may like them even more than your kids sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that Gucci I definitely like more than my kids.
Yep.
There you
So
go.
I wanted to mention that when I saw that bag, I was like, oh my God, I have the same bag as Ubah.
That's amazing.
She looked fabulous.
So she always looks fabulous. She
always
really does.
And she looks very happy.
She does.
Yes.
She does. She does.
Yes.
And she's talking about how her only exercise is walking in Central Park. And they're like, oh my gosh, like you look like this and you don't even exercise. But some people just have those genes. And she's obviously one of them. You know, she just has those great genes. And she's talking about her boyfriend, Oliver. And she's nervous because she's not sure at this point if he wants to have children. But he said to her, like, don't worry about it. So I think they'll figure it out because she wants to have children. And he is a fabulous looking man.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, yes. And I'm happy for her. I'm happy. And it's been a year, right? It's been a year since she met him. So I'm happy for her.
I remember saying about the two of them when they first came out that would be some pretty babies. Some pretty babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
And then we see Brynn is shopping for a kitchen table, and she meets up with Jessel and Jenna, and they're there to help her out. Well, not Jessel so much because she is honest, but she's not really impressed with her design style. But she invites her anyway. Okay. I mean, that's just a little shade for no reason.
You know what, though? Did you notice with the answers? Jessel's like, well, I hope she invited me here because she likes my taste. And then they go to, like, the producers are clearly asking.
Right.
Do you think Brynn brought you here because she likes your taste in furniture?
Right. And they probably said, did you bring Jessel because you like her taste in furniture? Right. Exactly.
Yeah. The producers are producing.
Yes. And so then they're sitting down on the couch, and all of a sudden, when Jenna sits down, she's like, oh my God, oh no, I have BO.
That was
and
weird.
then they all have to sniff her?
That was weird.
Really weird.
Really weird.
It really was.
Really weird.
Really weird. Like, I don't know if that was some ad lib shit of hers or some weird producers. Just weird.
I think she had BO.
Oh, no. Yeah. But like, why did it even come up? Like, I would be like, if she had a jacket on, I would just like sit there like, you know.
Yeah, like.
Okay, ladies, I'm noticing that I'm the only one drinking here. Why are you not drinking? Okay.
I got tequila.
All right. Okay. Are you drinking, Lori?
No, I do have tea. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right. I mean, sometimes we spill the tea.
That's right.
Well,
We
there
do.
you go.
We spill the
That's right,
tea.
we do.
Okay.
I did have red wine, but I went with the tequila tonight.
Okay.
I just because I have to fit into a dress on Sunday, so I'm just trying to,
It's very important.
you know, least calories as possible, people.
I get it. And I want our listeners to know that I am using a straw now because people have commented that me sipping
It's annoying.
is ick. Yeah, and I get it, but I needed to drink, so I got this little tiny straw. And I'm
so
using
if anybody else hears annoying sipping tonight, clearly it's me.
Clearly, it's Kelly. So direct
Right?
your
because I'm now
anger here.
drinking my wine through a straw just to make my listeners happy. So then we see that when they're at the furniture store shopping, they start talking about, like, I don't even know, how does this even come up? So
Brynn asks Jenna, "Are you good with Erin, or have you
right,
talked to
right,
Erin?"
exactly. And then so Jenna told Brynn and Jessel about the story with Erin. So the story with Erin was that Erin and Jenna were in the, what do they call it? The hoopity, her old Mercedes, and it broke down. So Erin said, "Do you want me to call an Uber?" And she called the Uber, and the Uber took them to wherever they needed to go. And then, according to Brynn, Erin said that Jenna must be having money problems because she never paid me for the Uber. What?
Well, wait a second.
Like, that makes no sense.
Why didn't Jenna
Yeah.
call her own Uber?
She doesn't have the app on her phone.
Oh,
And neither do I.
now I know.
I mean, she's Jenna Lyons and lives in Manhattan.
Yeah, she's Jenna effing Lyons.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Okay.
the probability of her having Uber on her phone is more likely than me, but she doesn't have it. I mean, I don't know if they said it in the episode. I happened to listen to Teddy and Tamara today just because I'm trying to feel out how Tamara's being on the podcast. Tamara said it. Like, why does Jenna not have Uber on her phone? She lives in Manhattan. And I have to agree with her.
But why didn't
But
she just
listen,
pay her back?
like somebody said, like, did you Venmo request her? You're both like, I don't know.
You both
I
got
don't
dough
Uber.
enough to
So,
do it.
do people typically split Ubers, or is it like, I'll get this one, you get the next one?
Well, apparently it was like $300 and something because that came up too. But listen,
I honestly think that Erin probably said some version of that because she tries to be funny, but I don't think she meant it seriously. She's having money problems.
but listen, Erin admitted that she said something like that, and her and Jenna had already worked it out.
Right.
They had already worked it out. So Brynn also brings up how she was at Miami at the Soho Beach House, and someone brought up about what happened 7 months earlier with Erin on the Jeff Lewis podcast. And how she thought that Erin thought that Brynn was getting back at her for what she said on the Jeff Lewis podcast. And what was said on the Jeff Lewis podcast, because they played the clip, was Jeff Lewis said, not Erin, that, do you think that Brynn has someone helping her out financially? Like,
and Erin said no.
Erin said no. And then Jeff said, well, I think she does. And he was referring to like a sugar daddy. Brynn took that as, he's saying that I do sex for money, that I'm a call girl. And that was
that's
never
not
said.
What he said.
Never said.
No.
Never
Erin
said.
didn't say it.
Erin did not say it.
So the whole beef is stupid and made up in her head.
Exactly. So when
and by the way, Jessel didn't say it either.
Right.
And Jessel didn't, I'm sorry, going back to the Uber thing. Jessel did not co-sign what Brynn was saying about the Uber thing.
No.
She did not. She said Brynn has a different version in her head that she heard than I did.
Yes.
Well, Brynn is just
That's
messy.
what happened.
Yeah. She's just messy.
She's a mess. She's
messy.
a pop star.
She is messy.
Well, I love her.
So
I do love her, but she's messy.
She's cute. Yeah.
So Erin says that, and Brynn says that they talked to each other and they worked it out and everything was fine. So when this whole thing comes up in the furniture store 7 months later, Jenna gives a phone call to Erin to let her know that it was brought up again. And we had already squashed it. But I just want you to know that this is coming back up again.
On camera,
because now we're filming 7 months later.
Storyline.
Right. And once again, I do agree. Like, it is just, listen, Brynn is messy and she's stirring the pot. And I like Brynn, and I don't want her to be this messy. I don't need her to do this. I don't need her to do this. I want her. She's working overtime is right. I want her to just be her cute, adorable, funny self. Go hit on married men. I don't care, but don't go home with them. Right. Don't go home with them, but don't piss on other women. Like, don't stir this pot. Like, don't do it. I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't like it.
And I don't think it's necessary even for her. I don't even think it's necessary. She's delightful as she is. Like, you don't need to.
I agree.
Go overboard.
I 100% agree with you. Then Ubah's comment about this whole thing is karma has everybody's address. Love that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It is true. Then Cy and Jessel go cold plunging. Cy says it's to help you lose weight, but as she's saying that, it comes up on the screen. It does not help you lose weight.
I was like all in.
I was too. I'm like, oh my
is
God,
that float spa around here in Brick? Did they do that cold plunge? Because if it makes you lose weight, I'll go Sunday morning before the wedding.
I know.
But it is.
I was about to go find us a cold plunge too.
Yeah, it is very good for you, though.
It is
I just
good.
need to know if it'll make me lose weight.
No.
Well, I'm not cold plunging unless there's a sauna nearby, like they went to.
Yes.
Well, there was one right. Like,
yes,
in the same
exactly.
room, really,
exactly.
in the same room. Yeah.
I will not do it unless you get me a sauna right there. Then Cy and Jessel are in a good place now, and Cy is talking about her Zen therapy journey. And that we know this because at the reunion she said she'd never done therapy before, and she was referring to the reunion as therapy.
Right.
Jenna was on Watch What Happens Live, and she said it. Like, she really thinks that, like, Cy is a different person. And I could feel it in this episode that, you know, she was a different person. And I'm happy for her. I'm really happy for her because I like Cy, and I want to like Cy.
Yeah.
And she had a tough life. It's not like...
She did have a tough life. Like, we don't know what that's like.
Right.
Her mom was an alcoholic, and
right.
She was on her own, very, very, very young.
Yes.
But my thought process is, if it takes a television show, if it takes you seeing yourself being so horrible, like, somebody else in her life must have said to her, girl, you need to, like, back up a little. You're a little, you know what I mean? So
I doubt it. No, I doubt it. I doubt it. Who's going to say that to you?
Think about it. Think about how she was raised with an alcoholic mother. People probably tried to overcompensate for that. Not coddle her, but you know what I mean? Certainly not call her out for her fault. Maybe tried to be a little more nurturing because of the absence of a nurturing mother.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, good for her.
I give her a lot of credit. Self-reflection.
At the end, but I would have done the same thing if I were her. She
did pop off at the end, but then she called herself out on it. She did. Right. She's like, listen,
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. She's like, listen, this is not what I learned, but I did it. I'll do better. And that's all you can do, That's
all you can do.
Right. Yeah. And they talk about how Cy and Brynn really haven't talked, and Brynn rejected her when she apologized. So Cy tried to apologize to Brynn, and Brynn is like, she feels like, I don't need any more friends. I'm good. And Cy's now at the point where you need to come meet me, because at the end, at the reunion, she did say to her, I'd like for us to move forward, and Brynn shut her down.
Yeah. So
I don't blame her. Like, she did what she can do.
Yeah. Yep.
She also said she hasn't seen Jenna since her party when she confronted her, and Jenna said to her, you hate me, because at the end, we find out because Brynn told her that, which is, once again, Brynn stirring that pot.
Mm-hmm.
But
so listen, Cy owns it. She owns it. She's like, I didn't say I hate you. I said that, listen, I didn't like you, but I didn't get a chance to know you. It was in the very beginning, and I apologize.
Yeah, but listen, walking around saying you don't like somebody, I mean, yes, there is a difference between that and hating somebody, but it's not that far apart. Not that I'm defending Brynn or that I think she's messy or, contrives things or makes them up. I'm just saying, you're on a show with somebody. You really shouldn't be walking around saying, I don't really like her, because it's not the same as hate, but I don't like her, I don't like her, I don't like her is still...
And that's your co-star.
Right.
But if you think you're talking to someone who's your friend and they're not going to go back and tell the other person, you think you're confiding in someone, it's not like she said it on camera. It was done in a text message. And that's what I think is messy. If you think that that's a problem, and honestly, when we talk about Salt Lake City, which we'll do in our next episode, it's the same thing. Like, everyone is talking about everyone on these shows.
Yeah.
It's just, it's messy, and it's messy, and it's the telephone. Yeah.
It's not entertaining at all.
It's not entertaining, and it's hard to follow. When I have to keep rewinding to figure out what it is that's happening and what are they talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm rewinding because I have to write it down and we're going to talk about it. But if I was watching it, I would have just kept watching it and been like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even care.
Right.
Yeah.
Because who cares? Like, who
Right.
cares? It's not entertaining. It really isn't. And I think that they need to stop that. I think they need to stop trying to be the star and stop trying to produce
That's
and
it. They all
just
want
be
to be the
real.
breakout.
Just be real, you know? Then we see Jenna doing her apartment purge of 2024. She's cleaning out her closet with her shoe closet specifically, because last year she cleaned out her regular closet and she couldn't touch her shoes. And she's there with Nancy, who is her girlfriend Cass's mom. And this is the first time she's met her. And now she's on camera with her cleaning out her closet.
That's what she said.
She did.
So the first time you meet her mother, you're putting her on camera
Mhm.
without her?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where was the girlfriend?
I don't think we're going to meet her. I don't think we're going to meet her.
Good for her.
She's not going to be on camera, but her
Good
mother
for
is.
her.
I don't think so. I mean, we know somebody else like that. She's on our podcast.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's right. I'm like,
That's
oh.
right.
I saw your face, Kelly's like, who
That's
do we
right.
know like that?
Yeah.
Lori's like, I get it. I get it. I
get it.
totally get it.
Again, who knows if that's really the truth? Come on. I'm sure she's met the woman before. Nobody says, "Oh, I'm
I
dating
totally
you, or
agree
I'd
with
like to meet you. Come to my shoe closet." Like, come on. So stupid.
And be on camera for a national
Outta
television
here.
show.
God.
I agree, Laura.
So then Racquel shows up. That's Jenna's friend. And this is when we meet her for the first time. And she's a curator and an advisor in the art world. She puts her artwork on her television shows. I don't know what that means. Empire and Just Like That. I know what those shows are. And she models.
So she picks out the
but she
art
calls
pieces.
them right. But she calls them her television shows. So is she the producer of those television shows? Because she's not on them.
No, I don't think so.
Why are they her
think-
television shows?
I think that she's saying that in regards to they're the shows that she's in charge of curating the art for. So hence they're her
Okay.
shows.
Oh,
because
like that's why she's
you know,
referring to them as my
like
shows.
they're
This is what I do for
like
this
her
show, so-
jobs. You know what I mean? They're her
Right.
shows that she needs
Right.
to curate for.
The shows she works on.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
well, that makes sense. And listen, she
yeah.
is beautiful
Oh yes.
because she's a model also.
Yes.
I mean, she is beautiful.
and then we find out about the golden ticket and the gold star. I never knew about these things.
Oh, yeah. The Gold Star gays.
I knew what a gold star
never-
gay was. What's the golden ticket? A
Oh,
gold
God, I
star gay
forget.
is somebody who's never touched a vagina, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Like
there's
Andy
the-
Cohen is a gold star gay, right?
Yes.
And then the golden ticket, maybe that's the lesbian that's never been with a man. I don't know. I don't know about all this.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't know
Is
all
that
about
what it
this
is?
stuff.
Yes.
But I just thought there was.
Yes. Because Raquel's girlfriend, Mel, has never been with a man.
Okay.
Racquel and Jenna were both married before. And
And then
so
they met when they
we-
were
we
getting
hear
divorced
about-
and coming out.
yes. And Racquel is engaged to Mel, who she met while Mel was with another woman. So it was kind of a complicated thing. Also, when we meet Racquel, she goes in the closet and she sits down on the chair, the same chair that Erin sat on last season and fell through. Like, why do we still have this chair?
I don't know.
Get
Why
a
do
new
we have the
chair.
chair?
Maybe she is having money problems. Get a new chair, Jen.
Get a new chair.
I got some in
So,
my basement.
it's
I'll
so
bring them over.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid.
Kelly has plenty of chairs for
Then
you.
we
I got plenty of chairs, Jenna.
Plenty of chairs.
Bring them right over.
then we see Erin and Abe go to Serendipity with their kids.
Did this scene drive anybody else crazy?
In what way?
In the way that Erin is self-producing herself and her family? Her kids saying, I'm going to take the little kids away so you guys can talk.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Way weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
She's self-producing. I said it last season. I find every scene with Erin and her husband inauthentic. I don't like it at all.
So we find out that they've now moved uptown. So they're on the Upper West Side now because it's closer to the kids' school and it's closer to Erin's family. So last season they were downtown and they were driving the kids uptown to go to school. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
like,
no,
why are your
no.
kids not going to school where you're living? But whatever. So now they're living closer to the kids' school. And if you've ever traveled through Manhattan, because I did it for a short time, like she said, going from downtown to uptown is like a commute to Connecticut. It can take you that long. It's crazy.
Fuck that. Then what are you doing?
Exactly. What are you doing? And so that's what she was saying. Like, it can literally take you 45 minutes to an hour and a half to go
10
2
minutes.
miles. Like, seriously. Yeah. Yeah, like that's what it's like.
Ridiculous.
That's what it's like. So I get why they moved. I don't know why they were going to school up there, but whatever.
Right.
They're in this great apartment. Her son doesn't like it because it's not as big as the other place that they were in, even though it's
Not
still a
2
big
levels.
place. It's not 2 levels. So Erin is now looking for a brownstone for them so that they can have the 2-level living. And listen, I get that. If I lived in New York, I would want a brownstone too. I would rather be in a brownstone than in an apartment. It makes sense, right?
Who would?
And she wants Abe, right. And she wants Abe to go look at it. And then he makes that comment about,
because there's something on the wall
Mushrooms.
in the one she wants him to go look at. So he says something about taking mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Out,
right.
Which is exactly what she said to Jenna last year at her Hamptons house.
Exactly.
Right. So why is it all right for her to say and not him?
Because she's making shit up for a storyline.
There you go.
I've said it before, and I know Kyle and Mo are still not together. And I did say they were making that up for a storyline, but I really think that Erin's making this shit up about her marriage for a storyline.
I don't think she is. I think they are. I think there is trouble in paradise. I do.
Really?
I think they are. I really do think they're having marital problems. I do.
Honestly, I'm going to say this, and this is terrible. And I never, ever, ever say this about people.
Wait, if it's terrible, do you really want to say it? Think about it for a second.
I think he's a cheater.
Oh, okay. You went there.
He crosses me as a cheater.
Okay. Maybe.
And I never say that about people. I don't get that feeling a lot from people. He strikes me as a cheater. So maybe they are. Maybe this is not made up for a storyline. I just feel like she produces every scene with her and him. I don't think she does it with anybody else, but when it comes to her and him filming together, I feel like it's very rehearsed and very produced. Remember like The Ring last year?
Yeah,
the ring scene
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Listen, as someone who's a control freak myself, I can tell you if there was ever any time that I would be filming with my husband, there would be a lot of producing going on. I'm just telling you that right now.
A lot of controlling.
A lot of producing. And
that
as we see,
hysterical, quite honestly.
Oh my God, yes.
Because you would have no idea what's coming out of Bill's mouth.
No idea.
That would be hysterical.
And as you see, we don't really see Sai's husband.
No.
Nope.
We don't see him.
I mean, it's only one episode, but he was barely in it
We didn't
year.
see him last season either, really. And I don't really think we're going to see him that much this season. We see Pavit. We see Abe. Listen, there's a reason we're not seeing these other men. And I think it's because they cannot be produced.
Right.
I'll tell you this right now. You would not see my husband because
he could not be
like
produced.
you said, you don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. And unless I was an executive producer, I could not risk putting it out there.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So listen, I can kind of respect it. I can. I really can. She also talks a little bit about her mom and about the cancer and how it's very aggressive and her kids don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Her kids don't know.
Yeah, I do think that that's a little bit crazy.
But to me, that's understandable.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
You've been there. You've been
yes.
there.
I could see that in a second.
Yep.
And then we see Racquel is going with Jenna to Brynn's party. I didn't realize that she was bringing Mel with her. I thought Mel was just helping her pick out her outfit when they were there trying to figure out what she was going to wear to the party.
Well, it was a couples thing. And I think Racquel was supposed to be a full-time housewife. Oh no, Racquel is a full-time housewife.
She is. No, she is. She is a full-time housewife. But I was just surprised because I didn't think that she was going to bring. Listen, I didn't even know that we were. I was glad that we met her, but I didn't think she was coming. I didn't realize it was a couples thing until the other two husbands showed up, and like Jenna didn't bring her couple. But we find out that they both love to ride motorcycles, and Brynn's party's at the floor room at the rooftop lounge. And when Erin said Abe was coming late, I really didn't think he was going to show. I'll be honest with you. I was surprised to see him finally show up.
I know, me too.
Yeah, it was when I watched that Entertainment Tonight thing that Racquel was saying how she hadn't watched any of the episodes before she signed up for the show.
Wow.
And Rebecca Minkoff says that she watched only the first 6 episodes last summer and watched the last 6 episodes the night that she signed on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might have wanted to
like,
do a little
okay.
more research, ladies.
That makes no sense to me.
I know. I would binge it.
That's what she said.
I'm not even going on a job interview unless I deep dive into the entire company I'm interviewing for.
Right. And nowadays you can.
Exactly.
I mean, back in the day you couldn't, but now you can.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Peacock. Watch them all.
Right.
Yeah, watch
I
them
mean,
all.
Come on.
So
What are you doing?
who knows? But I'm just telling you that's what she said.
And then Brynn says, tell them what I told Jenna about her dress. So she told Jenna that she looked like a vagina with her period. Because she had this pink, fluffy, poochy dress with this red ribbon thing on it. It was hideous. It was hideous.
First of all, I loathe pink and red together. I don't know what it is. Remember that one time I got the French manicure around Valentine's Day and I wanted a red tip, but they did the underlying like too pink. I had to get it taken off. I don't like red and pink together. It doesn't go, people. That dress was ridiculous.
No, how do you really feel? No, let me know how you really feel.
That's it. I'm done. Well, and I'm no fashionista.
It's funny you say that. So I'm not a huge fan of red and pink together, but I wouldn't mind. This is just me because this is who I am. I wouldn't mind a pink cardigan with like a little red collar on it, little red. I kind of like that accent, but I could tell you Kelly would not like that.
I wouldn't.
It can be done, but it must be done carefully. It can be done.
I'll tell you what I don't mind. Hot pink with red.
Okay.
There you go.
But the light pink with red, I can't do it.
Okay.
That dress was hideous.
Also, size gold breastplate. It's like
Inner confessional?
horrible.
I don't know what these people are thinking with these breastplates. Like,
it's
not gladiator.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, with the Roman Empire.
Exactly. Not a fan.
Yeah, it was
Not a fan.
So then after that, then we see Jessel and Pavit show up, and then Rebecca Minkoff shows up, and then Sai says to Jenna, we were at your awkward party, and you said that you heard that I was going around saying that I hate you, and that's where she brings it up. And she's like, well, where did you hear that? And she nods over, your friend, and she nods over to Brynn. And Sai said, I never used those words. And then she goes over to her and she does apologize to her for what it was she said. And Jenna does say on Watch What Happens Live, like, listen, whether she said she hated me or she didn't like me, it doesn't even matter to me. Those words mean the same. But I had forgiven her and I moved on. Right? She said what she said and I moved on.
Right. And
that's what gets me crazy. Like we talked about it with the OC and the paparazzi, and like every show has their thing that they just keep beating the same dead horse. It's like like we talked, like Heather and all of her friends, like they have to rehash it over and over and over again. Can we just put it to bed and then move forward?
Right.
I thought it was great that they're at this bar. These girls are doing all this fighting, and there are the dumb men who are talking like 10-year-olds, talking about who can hold their breath longer.
Oh my God.
I was thinking to myself,
so funny.
I was thinking to myself, you know what? I'd really like to hang out with them instead. Like, I'd like to talk. I'll hold my breath. Let's see. Let's make a drinking bet.
When they do that, you got to hold their nose because they're breathing through their nose.
Yes,
I learned that on Friends.
There you go. There you go.
But I just thought that was.
Agree with you, Laura.
I thought that was
like,
really
I can hold
funny.
my breath for a long time.
Yeah.
And then Jenna does say to Sai, I'm glad you're going to therapy. And, you know, I'm glad she's going to therapy too. Then we see Abe is behind the bar making drinks because the bartender stepped away. I actually was floored that whole thing was going on. Like, who does that?
I know, because that's not allowed.
No, and that's a high-end place.
Not allowed. Yeah.
I mean, this wasn't at the TGIF Fridays. Like, they were at the floor, the rooftop lounge. Like, this was not as, you know.
Yeah.
That was one
and he's
thing
making
that
a drink.
I thought was really not produced, because I thought to myself, this is like such a liability. And I also thought to myself, this is totally something I would do.
Yeah, well, you would definitely do it, and we would ask you to if we needed a drink.
Yes, absolutely. And I'd be like, okay, but that could not, that was definitely an on the fly move. That was certainly not produced.
No, I liked it.
And that's refreshing to have something that's just happening, not
for sure.
heavily produced.
For sure.
And then I love when the bartender came back and they're like, well, you need more black olives. She's like, those are cherries.
Yeah. And
That's good.
you could tell just by that bartender's face that it was not produced because he was like, what
He
is
probably
going
got a
on
lot of
here?
heat for that too.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
face,
Must have been gone a while.
his face alone was confirmation that it was totally not produced.
Exactly. And then we see Jessel is drinking her espresso martini with tequila, and she says to Erin she would like to try one with mezcal. And Erin says, well, maybe if you weren't so mean to me. And Jessel's like, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. And Erin's like, right here. And she's like, yeah. So they get up and they move, and they go over to start to have the conversation. And then she talks about what had happened in the furniture store, how Jessel didn't have her back when Brynn was saying what was going on, because we find out that Jenna called up Erin and told her what happened at the furniture store, because Erin wasn't at the furniture store. It was Jessel, Jenna, and Brynn.
Right.
And when it first started, that's what I said. I had to stop and I'm like, what is going on? How did this all happen?
Yeah, that's why Erin sent the text message to Jessel so disappointed.
Right.
But Jessel didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't.
Said, I
She
don't
didn't.
remember it like that. This is what I remember. Brynn remembers it differently. She didn't do anything wrong.
Right. But Jenna.
So Jenna's a little bit of a pot stirrer, quite honestly.
But
because
we don't.
she should have conveyed that to Erin.
But that's what I'm saying.
This is what Brynn said, but Jessel didn't.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't know what Jenna said to Erin, right? We don't know how Jenna conveyed it to Erin.
Jenna's the type that will stir the pot a little bit, but then sit back and be like, I'm Jenna Lyons. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it could be.
You gotta watch The Quiet Ones.
Yeah, it could be. And then what happens? Then we
Brynn
see
comes over.
Yeah, so Brynn sees what's going on, and then she comes over and she sits down. And
Erin tries to get up.
Yeah, she does get up. She gets up and she says, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, but then Sai comes over and she sits back down.
Right. And then Brynn said, she brings up the Jeff Lewis thing again. And Erin's like, listen, you were my friend. I saw, you were hurt about it, so I apologized to you. I didn't do anything wrong. But I saw you were upset about it, so I apologize. She didn't do anything wrong. I don't think she did.
Erin even said, I should have put it out, put the fire or something sooner. She was fine. He said something. She said, I don't think that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And he went off and said more. She didn't need to do anything else.
No, she did not. She did not. And the fact that she apologized should have been enough.
And Tamara on 2Ps today, 2Ts was like,
I like 2Ps better.
Yeah, I do too. Pricks. 2Ts. She's like, somebody else stirring up a lot of problems in Housewives. Jeff Lewis. She was trash talking Jeff Lewis.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. So then Sai goes off and she goes off on Brynn and she's like, not today, Satan. I mean, when she said that, I was like, ooh. And then poor Brynn. Listen, I did feel bad for Brynn, but she was stirring the pot, but it was her party. It was her freaking party.
She left first.
And she left. She took her brother and she's like, we're out of here. I'm not staying here. And then all of a sudden, Ubah shows up. I didn't even know Ubah was coming. Yeah. And she's like, where's Brynn? Well, you missed her because
she left.
Because she left. Brynn left the house.
But listen, if you stir the pot,
said that, I'm sorry, go ahead, Laura.
If you stir the pot, stay for the show. Don't be stirring the pot and then crying and leaving. Come on now.
That's what they all do. They
know.
all talk big and bad and then play the fucking victim when they get called out for it. It's like, do you want to do this or do you not want to do this?
Yeah.
You got to have thick skin. I could never do it. I'll be the first one to admit it. But how about when they said Sai called Pavit Dory from Nemo? This is where I draw the line. Stop attacking people's looks. I draw the line at it. We're 50 years old. They're close to our age. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an insult. I like Dory from Nemo.
I think that she meant it as an insult.
Well, it came up on Watch What Happens Live. And Andy and Jenna both admitted that they do think Pavit looks like Dory from Nemo.
I mean, they're such assholes.
He does a little, but I don't mean it in a mean way.
I called you an asshole before on the podcast.
But
nice.
But
Come
no,
on.
but
I mean, it's not like they called him Shrek.
Yeah. I think Pavit is handsome.
Tamara
I think
called
he's a
him
handsome
Shrek.
man.
I think Pavit's very handsome.
But he can look
do
like
too.
that and still be handsome.
Kelly's not buying it.
I'm not
listen,
buying it, and you shouldn't be selling it, sister.
I'm not
listen,
selling
I
anything,
agree
I'm
with
just saying.
you. Lori, it's not often I agree with you, but I agree with you on this. I think he does look like Dory, and I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. To me, it's not a bad thing.
Like I said, it's not like they're calling him Shrek or Fiona. They're not calling him an ogre. Dory's adorable. It was Ellen DeGeneres who was canceled, but that's another situation.
Was she,
That's
or
not a
she's
choice.
trying to pretend now that she just was diagnosed with 3 different things?
Oh, no. I didn't watch her comedy show on Netflix because it was Ellen. And I was like, I'm not watching it. But I did listen to Hannah and the Giggly Squad. So Hannah and Paige were talking. So Hannah watched it and she was like recapping it. And, she's a comedian herself. So she had her own. Listen, it seems like Ellen owned her shit in it. And I may watch it just to see Ellen own her shit. And listen, Ellen's 67 years old. What the fuck does she care at this point?
Absolutely. She's got more money than she'll ever need.
Right.
No offspring, so I don't know who she's leaving it to. Good for you, Portia.
No, it's probably going to animals. I bet you anything it's going to every animal rescue on the planet. That's what those people do.
Was she really canceled?
Oh no, she was canceled. Yeah. No, she was canceled.
Why?
She was mean. She was very mean. She was very mean to her employees. Listen, comedians
Really? Yeah.
Where were you?
Yeah, where have you been? Even I know that.
Ellen fan, so I never really paid attention. We need to do a deep dive on Ellen.
Nah, we have so many other things to deep dive about. Really, Ellen's not that important. I'm sorry, Ellen. We still have to do the Matthew Perry.
Yeah, we're definitely doing Matthew Perry.
We have so much other Diddy stuff coming out. We've got the Menendez brothers. We don't have time for Ellen.
Menendez brothers, yes.
We have too much. We have too
no
much.
time for you,
Listen, the fact when I saw that Potomac was coming out on Sunday, I'm like, I don't even know when. Like, when are we doing all this?
Listen to Wendy.
I don't know either.
We just sat down last week and did a schedule. We need to do it again.
And we do.
And I'm just going to put this out here. I'll finish Mormon Wives season 1. I just heard they got renewed for season 2. I'm not into it.
Not into it either. It's just
I'm
too
really
much.
not into
It's
it.
too much lip filler and too much Rapunzel hair. I can't take it.
Yeah, I don't
Wendy's
find
like,
it interesting
maybe
though.
I like it.
Do you see my face?
I just don't find it interesting. I find it very boring.
I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment just yet because I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions. And every time we try and get answers from these Mormon wives, because they've been on every podcast known to man, they were like, wait till season 2. And this was even before it was announced. I was like,
I think that's a bunch of bullshit. That's the same shit that Andy Cohen always does. Oh, wait until you see this season of OC. Oh my God, it's so good.
all right. All right. Maybe I'll be out after one season. Listen, we started it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Listen, if there's 5 Housewives show on at the same time, we might not be able to do season 2.
Well, it's depending on when
We got OC,
Potomac,
Salt Lake, New York, and now Potomac.
but OC is filming their reunion this Sunday.
Good. Get rid of them.
So we have that to look forward to. We have that to look forward to.
3 are just starting, and Beverly Hills is going to come in soon.
I can't wait for Beverly Hills. And when's Atlanta? When's Atlanta coming back?
Wait a
oh my
second.
gosh.
Do you know who's not coming back on Beverly Hills? Because I do.
Who's not coming back, Laura?
Yeah, who?
Crystal.
Oh, we knew that. That's old
No.
news.
I thought
I
I had something really good.
No, she actually put something out on her Instagram. It was a little cryptic. You didn't know if she got fired or if it was her decision, but I'm assuming she got fired, right?
I don't know. She's very good friends with Jeff Lewis, and she's on the Jeff Lewis show all the time with Carney Wilson. Her and Carney.
Yes.
I'm not.
He and Carney are very close.
They are close. And I'll be honest with you. The whole thing that happened with Jeff Lewis and Heather McDonald, I really was on Heather McDonald's side. And I still am about that whole situation. And I wanted to stop listening to Jeff Lewis because I wanted to cancel him because of what he did to Heather McDonald. But I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm sorry. He's just too entertaining.
What? I don't even understand. I know it was something about earrings, but he just blew up her spot on his podcast about her stealing somebody's earrings that wasn't true.
We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah,
actually, you know what we'll do?
thing.
We'll talk about it after we go see Heather McDonald.
Oh,
because
okay,
we're gonna go see her, and we'll talk about it then.
President's Day weekend because it got rescheduled.
Yes, we're gonna go see Heather McDonald in Red Bank. So
All
we're
right.
wrap
We're
this
good
one
here,
up.
right? Yeah,
Yep.
we're wrapping it up, people.
Thank you for watching and listening to We Wine Whenever. Please like this, share it, give us some 5-star reviews, and tell your friends because we're friendly.
We sure are.
Bye.
Bye.
Night night.